Hey, you there? Yes. You, the one who has probably walked past a mortar and pestle in the kitchen or a store and thought, oh, that is just some old-school grinding thing. What if I told you that this simple tool has secrets that could blow your mind? Stick around for the next few minutes because I am about to uncover the wild, surprising facts about mortar and pestles that you never knew you needed to hear. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about something you might not give a second thought to: the mortar and pestle. You know, that bowl and stick combo you use to crush spices, or maybe just admire as a decoration? Well, it turns out this thing is way more than a kitchen gadget. It has history, culture, and some downright shocking facts tied to it. In this video, we are going to explore where it came from, how it has evolved over thousands of years, why it matters to people around the world, and a few jaw-dropping tidbits that will make you see it in a whole new light. By the end, you will not only know why this tool deserves a spot in your kitchen, but you might even want to grab one and start experimenting yourself. So, let us jump in. First up, let us talk about where the mortar and pestle even came from. Picture this. It is around 35,000 years ago, and humans are still figuring out how to survive. They are hunting, gathering, and trying to make sense of the world. Then, someone brilliant realizes they can smash seeds, nuts, or roots into something edible using a rock and a hollowed-out stone. That, my friends, is the birth of the mortar and pestle. Archaeologists have found evidence of these tools dating back to the Stone Age, making them one of the oldest kitchen gadgets in human history. Fast forward a bit to ancient Egypt, around 3000 BCE. People there are using mortar and pestles not just for food, but for medicine. They are grinding herbs and minerals to create remedies, and some even believe these tools helped in the process of mummification. Can you imagine? This little tool was part of preserving pharaohs. Meanwhile, over in Mesopotamia, folks are using it to process grains and spices, turning tough ingredients into something they can actually eat. What I love about this origin story is how universal it is. From China to the Americas, almost every ancient culture had their own version of the mortar and pestle. In China, they used it to grind rice into flour. In Mesoamerica, they smashed cacao beans to make chocolate. It is like this tool was humanity's first food processor, and it all started with a simple need to break stuff down. Pretty cool, right? Now, let us move on to how the mortar and pestle has changed over time. You might think it is just a bowl and a stick. How much can it evolve? Oh, you would be surprised. Back in the day, these tools were made from whatever was around: stone, wood, even bone. But as humans got smarter, so did the designs. By the time we hit the Bronze Age, people are crafting them from metals like bronze and iron. They are heavier, sure, but they last longer and grind tougher stuff. Then, in medieval Europe, apothecaries, those old-school pharmacists, take it to the next level. They start using materials like marble and porcelain, because those do not absorb flavors or smells. Imagine grinding up some stinky herbs and then trying to make a sweet paste right after. Marble fixes that problem. These fancy versions become status symbols too. If you had a shiny marble mortar and pestle, you were basically saying, "Look at me, I am a big deal." Fast forward to today, and the innovation keeps going. You can find mortar and pestles made from granite, stainless steel, even high-tech ceramics. Some have textured interiors to grip ingredients better, and others come with rubber bases so they do not slide around your counter. There is even an electric version now, though purists will tell you that is cheating. The point is, this tool has adapted to every era, proving it is not just a relic, it is a survivor. Okay, let us get into why the mortar and pestle means so much to people around the world. This is not just about grinding stuff. 'Tis about tradition, identity, and connection. Take Thailand, for example. There, the mortar and pestle or crock and sack are sacred in the kitchen. They use them to pound green papaya, chilies, and garlic into som tam, That spicy salad everyone loves. It is not just food. It is a ritual passed down through generations. Over in Mexico, you have got the melcajete, a volcanic rock mortar that is practically a national treasure. Families use it to grind chiles, tomatoes, and spices for salsa or mole. Some say the rough texture of the stone releases flavors in a way no blender ever could. It is so important that people pass these things down like heirlooms. Imagine inheriting your grandma's melcajete with all its scratches and stories. Then there is West Africa, where giant wooden mortars and pestles are used to pound yam into fufu, a staple food. It is a group effort. People take turns smashing the yam while chatting and laughing. It is not just cooking, it is community. Everywhere you look, this tool ties people to their roots. It is a symbol of patience, effort, and the human touch in a world full of machines. Now, here comes the fun part. Some wild and surprising facts about mortar and pestles that will make you go, "Wait, what?" First off, did you know the biggest mortar and pestle in the world is over 6 feet tall? It is in Thailand, and they built it to celebrate their love for this tool. I mean, can you picture grinding spices in that thing? You would need a ladder. Here is another one. In ancient Rome, soldiers used mortars and pestles to crush grains on the battlefield. It was like their portable kitchen. No fast food for those guys, they were out there grinding their own flour. Oh, and get this. Some cultures believe these tools had magical powers. In medieval Europe, people thought grinding certain herbs in a mortar could ward off evil spirits. I am not saying it worked, but it is a cool story. One more for you. The mortar and pestle even inspired modern science. Early chemists used them to mix compounds and that bowl shape. It is where we get the word mortar in mortarboard. You know, those graduation caps. Who knew your kitchen tool had a hand in your diploma? These little surprises show just how deep this thing's impact goes. So, there you have it, the surprising facts about mortar and pestles. From their ancient origins to their modern upgrades, from cultural icons to magical legends, this humble tool has shaped our world in ways we never think about. It is not just about crushing spices. It is about human ingenuity, tradition, and a little bit of wonder. Next time you see one, maybe you will give it a nod of respect. Better yet, put it to use. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss more stories like this. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. Let me know in the comments. Have you ever used a mortar and pestle, or did any of these facts surprise you? I will see you in the next video. Until then, keep exploring the world around you. Bye for now.